Right now it is like this. We're in downtown Nashville, Tennessee, Lower Broadway. It's early morning. In any moment, this whole place will be filled up with bachelorettes, frat boys, getting rowdy at these honky tonks. What a beautiful day it is. Peace and love, peace and love. I hope this video finds you with kindness in your heart. It's your pal Mikey. I'm a meditation teacher who works in the addiction treatment field and mental health field. And today we're going to talk about my favorite meditation, loving kindness meditation, as we explore downtown Nashville. Look at the Batman building behind me. This is wild. All right, well, let's take a deep breath together. All right, let's get to it. You know, I'm a small town guy. I grew up in a beach town in Northwest Florida, and you know, sometimes going to the big city can be kind of frightening. It's kind of scary with all these big buildings and all this rowdiness. But the Buddha taught this practice of loving kindness, of metta, as the antidote to that restrictive fear. And he even gave like this awesome story. There's a folklore around loving kindness about meeting our demons with kindness. And I'll get to that story later, but for this video, what I want to do is, first, I want to talk about what loving kindness meditation is. Second, I want to talk about how loving kindness can be an antidote to that restrictive fear. And then third, I'm going to do a loving kindness meditation together. We're down here, downtown Nashville, meditating on loving kindness with one another. All right, let's do this. There she is, darling. So loving kindness is rooted in this Buddhist practice called metta, M-E-T-T-A, not like Facebook, M-E-T-A, no, M-E-T-T-A. And it's a way to cultivate and practice and meditate on qualities of ease and peace and gentleness. And the way we practice this meditation is we silently say phrases to ourselves. May I be at ease, may I be at peace, may I be kind and gentle with myself, may I be filled with loving kindness. And almost like mindfulness, when the mind wanders, just come back. And what we're coming back to is these phrases. And so we silently say these phrases over and over again because 2,600 years ago, the Buddha said, what one frequently thinks and ponders upon will become the inclination of the mind. And in so many words, that's just saying thoughts are habits. You know, modern neuroscience agrees with this sentiment with the phrase, neurons that fire together, wire together. You know, we have these neural pathways and they're kind of like dirt roads. And if you drive down a dirt road enough, you're going to have that pathway, you're going to have that track, you're going to have those tire marks. And so by saying, may I be at ease over and over again, you're driving down that neural network of that brain. It's easier to think thoughts of ease. May I be at peace. You're driving that thought more and more to create that pathway. But let's be merciful here. If you're anything like me, you may have some old pathways carved out in this old brain. Some pathways of shame, some pathways of self-hatred, some pathways of judgment. And the cool thing about loving kindness meditation is when thoughts of hatred arise, we want to meet those thoughts with loving kindness. Because as the Buddha said, hatred is not appeased by hatred. Hatred is appeased by love. And so if thoughts of self-hatred arise and we meet them with more hatred, all we'll be doing is ingraining more habits of self-hatred. But if hatred arises in your mind and you meet it with love, what you're doing here is you're taking a turn and creating a new pathway just by saying, may I be at ease. You know, I love what Tara Brach says, the author of Radical Acceptance, has to say about this. And she says there's only two parts of our experience. There's what's loved and there's what's longing for our love. And from this perspective, the self-hatred in your mind is longing for your love. And the more you meet the self-hatred in your mind with love, it will shrink over time. And it's just this very simple practice. Coming back to the phrases, may I be at ease, may I be at peace, may I be kind and gentle with myself, may I be filled with love and kindness, and keeping that in your mind as much as possible. All right, let's go explore things for a second. There's Jason Aldean's. I'm like totally the wrong person to be talking about this. I have no clue who Jason Aldean is. Let me know in the comments if you have any clue who Jason Aldean is. Luke's, don't know who Luke. Hey, Luke. We got the big red dog here, Old Red. Woo! There we go, category 10. Woo! Morgan Wallens. I think that's a guy that I don't know if I vibe with, but there's one of his spots. We're looking at you, DraftKings. Woo! Where did you go? Oh, there you are. Hey, DraftKings. Hope you're well. And like I said earlier, loving kindness is traditionally taught as the antidote to fear. And I'm not talking about emotional fear. You know, that fear that arises when threat's present and we know to act. What I'm talking about here is that restrictive fear that colors our lenses. You know, it's like the joke, there's two fish swimming. One fish turns to the other fish and says, wow, the water's really nice today. And the other fish says, what the hell is water? And many of us are swimming in this water, this fear, and we don't even notice it until we take a step back. And then loving kindness helps us color this water in a way that is more secure. And when we find that security within, we are able to go and live full and meaningful lives. You know, I've heard the analogy of circus elephants. I feel myself in these like circus elephants. When they train circus elephants, they take a tiny baby elephant and tie it to a flimsy pole. And anytime this elephant tries to run, the trainer will beat the elephant until the elephant grows up to be a little bit bigger. And they take this a little bit bigger elephant and tie it to a pole. And anytime this little bit bigger elephant tries to run, the trainer will beat the elephant until the elephant grows up to be a big, beautiful circus elephant. And they take this big, beautiful circus elephant and they tie it to the circus tent. And at any point, this big giant elephant could just run and destroy the whole circus, but the elephant doesn't. Why? Because it equates freedom with pain. It equates running with being beaten. And what loving kindness does, it helps us soften that restrictive fear that keeps us complacent in our own misery. And here is the Ryman Auditorium. I've seen a lot of great shows here. I've seen Wu-Tang Clan, I saw Social Distortion, saw Elvis Costello, and here is documented the birth of bluegrass, December 1945. Bill Monroe, there he is in copper form. What's up, Bill? Bill Monroe. And here is George Jones in copper form. Hey George, you ever practice loving kindness meditation? Maybe some mindfulness? Have you ever? Yeah. So the origins of this practice of loving kindness originated from old Buddhist folklore. And the folklore goes 2,600 years ago, 500 monks and nuns went out to a forest to go on a 3-month meditation retreat. And so they found a beautiful forest for them to meditate. It had soft green grass for them to sit on, big beautiful trees to provide shade, crystal clear lakes nearby. And so they were like, this is the spot. This is where we should be meditating. And so they set up shop. They just started meditating. But the forest was not too stoked on these meditators being there. They were like, these are humans. Humans destroy the forest. We got to get rid of them. So the forest came up with a plan to get rid of these humans. So what they did was the trees came alive and the sky went black. The air went cold. The ground started to rumble. And the trees released some tree demons. And these meditators were just sitting there meditating, and they heard these offensive sounds, and they opened their eyes to see these snarling beasts in front of them. And these demons came alive and started to rip them limb from limb, ripping at their robes, tearing at their skin. And all 500 meditators just got up and ran. Luckily, they all made it out alive. But they were like, wow, that was wild. What are we going to do? Maybe the Buddha knows what to do. So they all packed up and went to go see the Buddha. And they go to the Buddha and say, hey, Buddha, you never guess what happened. You know that 3-month meditation retreat we were going to go on? That forest is totally haunted. And they were expecting the Buddha to give them a magic spell to get rid of these demons, or some special mantra to get rid of these demons, or maybe even a chainsaw. But instead, seemingly out of nowhere, the Buddha just starts giving a lesson on loving kindness. He says, wishing in gladness and in safety, may all beings be at ease. Whatever beings there may be, whether they're weak, whether they're strong, omitting none. The great, the mighty, the medium, short, the small. Those seen, those you can't see. Those living near, those living far away. May all beings be at ease. And these meditators are like, okay, well, we just got attacked by tree demons and the Buddha's lost his mind. And he's going on and on about wishing all beings ease. But then the Buddha gave this beautiful analogy. He says, even as a mother protects with her life, her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart shall one cherish all beings. And I really appreciate this analogy because what the Buddha is saying here is look inside of yourself and find that motherly love. He's not necessarily talking about your mother, he's talking about you. Even us dudes have this motherly love inside of us. So loving kindness isn't something you implant, it's something you uncover. That it's innately in our own humanity to bond and connect and care and protect. So when we practice loving kindness, what happens is the barriers that are on top of our heart start to soften a little bit, and we tap into that loving kindness that our own humanity naturally has. So what we're trying to do here is be the mother to our own experience. What would an ideal mother be like right now? If you could be the ideal mother to yourself, how would you talk to yourself? How would you treat yourself? How would you motivate yourself? How would you forgive yourself? And that's the truth of loving kindness. Just remember, may I be at ease. May I be at peace. May I be kind and gentle with myself. May I be filled with loving kindness. Just over and over, giving yourself that gift. Here we got a great view of the Cumberland River and Nissan Stadium, home of the Tennessee Titans. All right, let's just do a little loving kindness meditation together as we look out over the Cumberlands. And just start by finding a supportive posture, a way that you can sit for the next few minutes in relative stillness. And just giving yourself a few deep in and out breaths as you allow the eyes to close, or just have a soft gaze in front of you. And just feeling into your body, just scanning throughout, softening any points of tension held. From the top of the head down to the bottoms of the feet, softening the face, allowing the shoulders to rest, softening the belly, and feeling into the point of contact with your seat. Scanning through your legs and all the way down to your feet, just resting in a embodied awareness. And now I invite you to bring your awareness into your heart. Just begin to breathe in and out from this heart space. And just feeling whatever is alive in this heart. And just begin to offer yourself loving kindness by silently saying the phrase, may I be at ease. Just silently over and over again. May I be at ease. May I be at ease. And as the mind wanders into stories, judgments, plans, fantasies, just keep coming back. May I be at ease. May I be at ease. May I be at ease. Breathing in and out from your heart, trying on the phrase, may I be at peace. May I be at peace. May I be at peace. Just silently saying that to yourself. May I be at peace. And if any conflicts arise in the body, in the heart, in the mind, see if you can meet these conflicts with peacefulness, making peace with our conflicts, with the phrase, "May I be at peace, may I be at peace." And now expanding the heart further with the phrase, "May I be kind and gentle with myself. May I be kind and gentle with myself. May I be kind and gentle with myself." Regardless of how I am. I like myself, I don't like myself. Parts I like, parts I don't like. May I be kind and gentle with myself as I am. May I be kind and gentle with myself. And expanding the heart further with the phrase, "May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be filled with loving kindness." Just saying that silently. May I be filled with loving kindness. Filling up the body, the heart, the mind, all of it with loving kindness. May I be filled with loving kindness. All right, so these are the phrases we practice with. May I be at ease. May I be at peace. May I be kind and gentle with myself. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be at ease. May I be at peace. May I be kind and gentle with myself. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be at ease. May I be at peace. May I be kind and gentle with myself. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be at ease. May I be at peace. May I be kind and gentle with myself. May I be filled with loving kindness, over and over again. All right, and that's it. Thanks for checking out this video. Thank you for practicing loving kindness meditation with me. Thanks for checking out downtown Nashville with me. And if you're into it, like, subscribe, do all those things. Let's stay in touch. Peace.